What's that? I don't know.
No.
So, Austin, I've been talking to you lately.
Oh, yeah, you have. And
I know.
you've been very supportive. Thank you so much. I know it's only been a couple days since I've become recently active again, but Kelly has been very supportive of me, and huge shout out to you. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome. It's good to have somebody push you.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
what my daughter did. Sarah's going down to see David and Danielle this week coming up, and she is so pumped. She can't wait. So you guys take good care of my baby.
Oh yeah, I'm about to put her through a boot camp. About a little bit, some body boot camp, and also some VIMA mental boot camp.
Yeah, that's good. She needs it. Hopefully she'll bring some back to me.
Right. Now that's why we have calls like this too, so we can bring it right to your door. All right. No shipping and handling. No fees, no taxes, none of that. You get us right to your door whenever you need us. But yeah. So anyways, we're gonna kind of get things rolling here. Kelly or anybody that's actually on their phone might have a hard time seeing. I think you can still hear. I think you can still hear, but one thing I want us to do is still play
There's an achievement film. There's a little camera with a little X through it. Is that what I touch?
Yep, tap that.
Better? There we go.
Hey, there we go. We got you.
I need lessons.
Hey, it's okay. So actually, one other thing too.
I got it back.
What's happened, Kelly? Kelly, what's happened to your triglycerides, your blood pressure, and your everything else?
I'm off my blood pressure medicine now, and my doctor said if you do that, you need to check your blood pressure every morning and every evening, and it's been right on target. So I'm pretty happy with that. That right there, that's 2 meds that's gone. And since I went to that CNA classes, I know how to take a blood pressure now. So that's kind of cool. It's awful warm here today. Did you guys have a hot day?
Oh yeah, no. Today was a beautiful day. I'm loving it. What about your triglycerides? Fill them in on what happened to those.
Oh, they were 805, I think, or 803, which is like almost comatose kind of stuff. And now they're 170, which you need to be under 150, but with products, I'll be there in the next 3 months, no problem.
Yeah, that's literally going from almost, just being kind of blunt, that's going from just waiting to die essentially. You're going to get clogged up. So the fact that Sarah shared this product with her mother saved her life. We literally are saving people. It's not just some huge diet plan. We are truly expressing and actually influencing people to live a healthier lifestyle. And we're truly saving people's lives. It's not just about the financial side of things. You're going to get to hear about stuff like this, which is way, way more worth, than earning $100,000 a year. If you can save someone's life, to me, that's more important than even $1 million a year, because, honestly, it's the most fulfilling thing I've ever come across. So the fact that, Danielle decided to step up her customer game, she reached out to Sarah Bartz. Sarah Bartz, she wasn't a life or death situation, but she knew somebody that was. That's what this whole entire thing is about, is knowing somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, reaching out, indirectly across the entire world and making a huge impact on our generation, on our nation, and truly making that huge switch, honestly, to health consciousness, and not just being conscious about it, but actually doing something about it. And we're working with the Super Bowl champions of weight loss, Chris and Heidi Powell, so we are blessed, we are lucky, and just never ever take for granted what we're truly doing for some people. So Kelly, I'm glad you're able to express that story for us. That's amazing.
You know what? Sarah actually had kind of an amazing story too. She was a smoker for 4 years. She actually quit smoking and lost 15 pounds. How many people can actually say that? I think that's great.
Usually the other way around. You usually gain a lot of weight.
Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely. And when I got on that scale about every week, I had to tap it a couple times to make sure it was working because I didn't believe it. But my doctor documented it, so I was pretty excited. So, but
Love it.
actually, Sarah and I are going on a 5K walk in June, so I'm pretty excited about that. We actually took the walk already, so we know where it's going to be, and it's in Hubbard Lake. It's for the community center, raising money for the community center, and I'm so pumped for that. I never thought in a million years that I would walk a 5K. So next step is 10.
I love it. Dude, your story is just so genuine. Honestly, I love it. You have such a great personality. And that's how I know, like, literally, you are going to be taking this thing as far as you really want it. You know, Kelli, you have a background. I wasn't planning on talking about this tonight, but you know what? I feel like it's suiting. I love it. I feel like everybody's loving this thing, so I'm just keep going with the flow on this. But Kelli, this is not the first word-of-mouth advertising company. It's first affiliate marketing company, because it's not network marketing. But this is not her first. So kind of tell your experience with previous and then now as to now. Give that comparison so they can see, because we have a lot of people, this is their very first time, doing word-of-mouth advertising. So what has been your experience from before and now being involved with this company?
Probably about 10 years ago, I was involved in AvoCare, and it was a pill kind of thing. And I got a little bit of results, but not like I've got with Vima. Vima has just kicked my butt, and it's awesome. It tastes good. It's fun. I've met so many awesome people. I actually have an appointment tomorrow with 2 ladies that want to get started right away. And so I'm pretty excited about that. They actually called me. Somebody referred them to me, so.
Law of attraction. You're becoming that person. That's the best part about it is who you're becoming with it. And I want you guys to kind of take notes. So I want you to, what?
It's kind of scary, though, that people actually pick me out of a crowd now.
That's good. That's good. That means your financial future is about to be booming. All right, that's a good thing.
Yep.
Let alone, we're shrinking. We don't want you to shrink until you're nothing, but we're going to get you there so all your levels are perfect and you're going to have live a very long, healthy, and just amazing life. I'm excited. You pumped me up. This lady pumps up Charles Ashton. All right, he's actually on the call, but he's not because he's doing another 3-way call at the moment. I know he's going to be super excited to hear you. Actually, and see your face on this call tonight. But man, like, if you guys can tell, it's how sincere she is. All right, and it's because she's the test product of the product, and her excitement and her conviction. All right, she's super excited. She loves the product. She's convicted. Those are the key things that it takes to get to that next level. So it kind of really makes me self-reflect on myself. Like, dang, this Kelli Bartz lady, she's fantastic. She's seeing these results. She's so convicted. It kind of makes me self-check myself. Because I know she's going to reach out to thousands and thousands of people, whether directly or indirectly. It's because of her attitude, because of her conviction, her passion. And if we can all do that, imagine what we can do, in the next 1, 2, 5 years from now. It's amazing. It's amazing. But yeah, so is that like the major difference though? I know you said you were in AvoCare. I know you said that you were also in Relive before.
Yeah, Relive, yuck, that was gross. I couldn't drink it. So how can you get any results from it? It was nasty tasting. And my girlfriend pulled me into that one. Now she signed up as a customer. She just hasn't ordered anything yet. She's just waiting for some cash. So I'm hoping I can sway her my way. I think she's already seen the results. She actually was one that had stomach surgery, and lost weight, but she's gaining a few pounds back, and she said, I just want to get back under control before it gets out of hand.
Yeah, I love that. Honestly, if we can, one thing that I've been doing, especially a lot of rereading and re-listening to more so and rewriting notes with GoPro. Sounds like you've been listening to some GoPro and listening to Holt Bugs about 3 times already. That
no,
hour and a half speech.
Probably more than 15 times. When I walk, I listen to them, especially when I'm by myself.
Man.
Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Exactly,
and it works.
right?
His approach really does work because I used it like 3 or 4 times, and when he kept on saying repeat over and over, make them make that decision when you're going to meet with them again, because it's really hard to sneak out of that way. I mean, I've actually met a couple of people, and I said, hey, let's set up a time. What's good for you? And they, and my schedule's pretty busy, so usually it fits right in. I don't know how it happens, but it's kind of good. It's kind of awesome how it works. So, yeah, listening to tapes and listening to anything you can get your hands on has really helped me in my approach.
Personal development. That's what it's all about. Yeah. So, which I know you said using that approach. Again, I'm just kind of, you're picking your brain here because, success leaves clues. Like, what approach is it, exactly that's been working for you?
Well, I try not to target fat people, but it happens to be that most of my friends are fat. And it's sad because I can help them, and they're not listening to me. And although my aunt, I visited with her yesterday, and she says, well, this is what I do, and I bit my tongue because I really wanted to say, so how's that working for you? Because she's not getting any results, and I am. So I think I'm following up with her because she set the date again, and I'm hoping we can do something with her.
Yeah. Definitely. One thing I really want to make sure that we do, I kind of started getting a little bit into it, but now I'm rewriting, GoPro, stuff like that, is making sure that you have a phenomenal message. Like, don't get me wrong, but we want to make sure that we're just the messenger. We're not the actual message itself. We're not the tool ourselves. That's what Eric wore. His business went from dozens of people to hundreds, to thousands, to the point where he's making millions of dollars a year, because he stopped being the expert. He pointed towards the tools that were expert, actually explaining this thing, because, honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be able to ever find another Kelli Bartz in my business. All right, I'm blessed to have you, within our organization, within our success team, but I cannot expect to have thousands of Kelli Bartz, or tens, or even another Kelli Bartz. So what we can do, though, is get people that can share the story, like Kelli Bartz, like pointing to tools, so then everybody can have that exact same exposure, get this down really, really simple, and everybody doesn't have to have as phenomenal results to you as you, within the product to still do well with this business. So, definitely sharing your story is huge. What this has done for you, everybody needs to do that. Like your own story, master your story, but also be able to master the invite, master the follow-up, and all those things that we've been going over on the 11 a.m. calls and 11 p.m. calls. Is there something else you want to kind of add to that, Kelli?
I've tried to get on some of them calls, but you notice I'm a little bit illiterate when it comes to a computer. So I'm getting closer. Sarah's trying to be very patient with me. So, I'm on the old people's revolution. I want to make a shirt that says that.
I love it. The older.
It's okay. I'm old, I know. I don't have a problem with that. I'm proud to be 51.
Hey, there we go.
And I feel the best I've ever felt since I was 30 years old. So watch out. You're in trouble.
I love it. Just so sincere. Just honestly keep it up. Keep that fire. I did want to end up playing a video. However, I want to make sure you can still stay in the loop. because on your phone you wouldn't be able to see it. We do have some achievement films. Kelly, you've checked out vimavideo.com before, correct?
Yes.
Like with our home events and all that?
Yes. The mornings that I get up at 4 o'clock like you do, I watch a lot of them.
Okay, perfect. Honestly, that's what I was gonna play that, during this call. I want to make sure we can all at least stay on the same page. I don't want to leave somebody else out. But yeah, those achievement films are phenomenal. Definitely keep doing what you're doing. And I do want to figure out a time. I was talking with Sarah about this. Because I have other people within my organization that, they have, a normal person's schedule. They're not staying up till 11, 12 o'clock at night, 3 o'clock at night. So I want us to figure out times throughout the week where we can stay connected like this, maybe at like a 5 p.m. or a 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Something a lot more reasonable where we can attract a lot more than just the diehard people. I want this to be able to be just as good of experience for everybody. Plus, I was expressing with Danielle. Luke Kessler, he has his calls at 2, 5, and 8, Monday through Friday. He has some on Saturday, and then Sunday is pretty much his day off. But those are geared towards the YPR. And what I'm going to start doing is myself and Danielle and, you as well, if you would like to, I think it'd be a really good idea, to hold our own webinars. To hold our own webinars, maybe like 3-4 days a week. Get something like that so we can get more exposure, so we can get people like, hey, what are you doing? Like, if they're busy on Monday, well, then maybe on Tuesday they can check it out. Like, I'm actually going to be guest speaking, on this because of my phenomenal results. If I were to send you a link, for, this webinar, would you be able to check it out? Obviously, clearing the schedule, complimenting them, actually leveraging, the call, the credibility on the call, and then actually, setting that commitment there, like GoPro says in our Vima Bible that we have here.
David, you know what? I quit my job. You know that, right?
Your CNA one?
Yeah. She didn't tell you that?
I did not know that. No.
And now I know why, because my daughter-in-law is doing the same thing I was going to. They called her in at 11 o'clock at night for a 2 a.m. I said, bullshit. I'm not doing that. Excuse my French, but I said, I can't do that. That's just not me. I don't want to be tied to somebody else. So I need to make this, and I'm excited about it. That's why I'm on this call at 11 o'clock. I'm working. I have a 9 to 9 shift, but I sleep here, so it's no big deal.
You're working right now?
I'm working right now. I have a 93-year-old lady.
There you go.
I'm sitting out on the porch.
That's commitment. That is commitment. That's so funny. I love that. All right. Well, you know what? We're going to set those times up. So figure out the time ranges, what works for you every single day. Then shoot that message there to Danielle, or if you want to put it on the Team Results Not Typical page, for team oovoo's or for webinars, we'll get those set up. So it gives you time to still, do your prospecting, spread your message out there, and then we can really leverage those calls. And I feel like that's going to be the propeller for your business that you really have needed all along. So
yeah, the prospecting thing on Facebook, that really works. I've used it a couple times and got people to talk to me, and I was pretty impressed that it worked. But Chris does a really good job talking, about the products and that.
And smiling. Yeah, no, I love the tools. Using the tools, letting the tools, like BK Braco. I don't know if you guys know this or not. If you checked out my Facebook, I think it even got posted in Team Results Not Typical Facebook page as well. Obviously there's a coincidence, correlation. There's a lot of good stuff on that page. But for the 2014 Stevie Awards, BK Braco, again, we're eligible. What is it? We have 4 awards right now that we're nominees for that we're at least going to hit bronze, silver, or gold for. Okay, that's huge.
That's awesome.
That's huge. 2013, he won the Silver Stevie Award. Verve Bold actually won Best Health Product of the Year. Right now, Vima Renew is the one that's the nominee for that, the Renew. So that's going to be so huge. It tastes phenomenal. Who doesn't want their hair, skin, and nails to be looking better anyways? Obviously Makai's hair is looking sleeky, sexy now. But, all right, I'm going to kind of get things rolling. What I had planned, honestly, Austin Gerard, okay, Nathan and Makai, these guys all have been really stepping up their games. And, success leaves clues. So it's been working for them, so I want to have them kind of share their concepts or share, what has been working so that everybody can really understand. So, definitely, so what I'm going to have you do now, Kelly, there's that little camera button and there's a little microphone button. All right, So the microphone button, if you can push the mic button and actually push that to mute yourself, I'm going to mute myself.
Okay.
So that way there's no external, distraction, stuff like that. So that, wrong one. I'm going to get her back in before we get started. What do you guys think about Kelli Bartz?
She's hilarious,
shit.
bro.
I definitely want to talk to her about talking to my friend because my friend's got diabetes and I really want her to get trying the Vima multivitamins. And I think if she hears Kelly's story, she might be very inclined to do so.
Yeah.
Use it, man.
Yeah.
Okay, about that.
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Micro.
Definitely, why don't you guys, obviously, you heard what Kelly was saying there, leverage, to know and not to do is not to know. If you know this stuff, but you're not actually doing it, if you're not leveraging it, not expressing it to other people, then it's pretty much, was a waste of time for her to get on the call to express and educate you what this has done for her. So make sure we're using that, using the fact, if you have someone that's into health, that Danielle and I are about to be working hand in hand with Chris and Heidi Powell, Tuesday, tomorrow at 8 o'clock, the season premiere for Extreme Weight Loss. That's a great conversation starter. Be like, hey, have you ever heard of Extreme Weight Loss? Like, this is about to start up. They've been having amazing shows. You should check it out at 8 o'clock. They're going to check it out. They're going to see Chris and Heidi Powell on there working, be like, oh, yeah, well, we work for the same company. My buddy is actually going to be working directly with Chris Powell. Leverage. All right, whatever you can do, whatever you can grab your hands on to boost your business, to help more people. All right, because if you don't help, within these next 90 days, my business is going to be taken off. But what that means is that there's going to be thousands of people that are getting touched that can help people like Kelli Bartz. So definitely don't be afraid. When you're about to make that call, think, man, I could save someone's life by making this call. It's crazy and kind of out there as it sounds. It's really not. It's really, really not, because you just never know. Danielle one day decided to have her cleanse challenge, which led to Sarah, which led to Kelly. So, first thing, let me see here. We will go with Austin Gerard. So Austin had a few things kind of prepared. He has a story of talking about, this is round bracelet. That's perseverance. I don't have my bracelet on. This guy has persevered. He's kind of been on the map, off the map a little bit, but he's back on, and it has been working. He's been doing something. Something clicked in his head, and he's now getting people on webinars. So, Austin, just kind of educate these people on your story and what's been working for you, brother.
All right, thanks, Dave. Well, so most of you were on last night. You know my story. Danielle approached my family about June of last year with this opportunity, and we right off the bat, we were all like, yeah, let's go, we're ready to do this. And it wasn't until the end of July that I was actually enrolled. And ever since I've been enrolled, it's been a roller coaster for sure. It's been up, down. There will be moments where I'm pumped up, fired up, ready to go. I'm all for this, and then a month later, I don't even exist in the company anymore. It's like I just had all these fluctuating points of time within the business, and it was never consistent, and I didn't have that persistency. Well, it wasn't until a couple days ago that just something clicked in my head, and I don't know what it was. I mean, literally, I don't know what it was. It was not any special event. There was nothing special going on. I was literally sitting on my couch out in the living room watching TV, and then I just told myself, and pardon my French, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I just sitting here watching TV? Why am I just wasting my life on something that is not going to benefit me in the future? I'm just going to sit here and watch TV and waste my hours away and do nothing with my life. And at that point, I just decided, you know what? I'm going to shut this TV off. I'm going to get up and I'm going to do something about it. And I think actually one of the key factors in this is because that GroupMe app that everybody's been keeping in contact on, you know, I've been seeing some, like, I wasn't active in it, but I still saw the messages. I got the notifications on my phone, and I saw the explosive growth that was going on with this team. I saw, you know, new people being added in every day, just the amount of calls that have been going on every day, the oovoos, the webinars, and all that stuff that are being hosted, and I'm just like, wow, this thing is taking off, and why am I not a part of this anymore? And so that was my bounce back. I decided to bounce back from all of the things that have happened before. You know what? Yes, I have a story to build off of, but everything before this moment is irrelevant. It does not matter anymore. I am here now. This is going to work now. And I had to fight the struggle. And one of the things that, you know, I learned before that I am now utilizing is the ability to take the negative aspects of my life and fuel my fire. I mean, I've heard this concept before. I've heard it a million times, but I've never really utilized it. And that is the biggest thing that's going on with me right now is I am taking, instead of letting all the negative things bring me down and sitting out on the couch again, getting depressed about, you know, not having anybody to hang out with around here, you know, school's over, all my friends are gone, getting depressed because I have to go to work for $8 an hour, and being depressed because I don't have money to pay for rent this coming month. You know what? Instead of letting that stuff bring me down, I just decided that instead of channeling that into negative energy, channel it into positive energy. Take that stuff and use it as my fuel to make this work, to get more money, to make this business become a success for me, and not just for me, for the people around me, the people that are on this call, to make this just blow up. And, you know, that's really it for me. I mean, I haven't done anything special, really. I've just taken the negative energies and started fueling my fire with them. And that's all I got for you guys.
Okay. Real quick, though, that's not all you got. All right? Don't lie to these people. Don't you lie. But, no, for real, though. Okay, you got somebody onto a webinar. You got somebody onto a webinar tonight. What was it? You know, what worked for you? Like, what did you do? What was the invite process, and, like, how did that actually all kind of lay out?
Well, first things first, like, this has been a good friend of mine for about 2 years now, and she respects me a lot, and I think I had more leverage with her than probably with anybody else on my friends list in Facebook or any other friend that I've got, just because of the fact that when I first met her, she was going through some rough, very, very rough times. Her dad had just passed away. Her mom didn't acknowledge her anymore. She had no friends. And she was just super depressed, and I was the only person there for her at that time. So, I mean, the invitation, I just kind of, you know, I told her, like, hey, I respect your opinion as a friend, and I see the potential growth in you to become better. I know you've had some positive changes in your life recently, but I feel like I got something here for you that can make your life 2 times better than it is right now. Would you be willing to check it out? That was the invite for her. But, like I said, I had more leverage with her just because, you know, I've been a close friend of hers. I have helped her through a lot of rough times, and she respects me a lot. She looks up to me a lot. I'm her motivation, basically.
Okay. All right. I'm going to kind of break it down a little bit because, you know what, success leaves clues. And you can always break down why it really worked. You know, he was himself. We always say, be yourself, but be your best self. Okay, the main thing is to really get the concepts down, the techniques. It's not always going to be, you know, perfect A to Z, like, you know, exact perfect, like everything, like nothing goes wrong. They don't give any objections. They don't whatever. But you know what? That was his hot market. Someone who he truly this person, they trust that a lot of relationship already built. There was already a lot of value added to that. Sometimes you have to add a lot of value before you can ask for it, but that value is already built there. And he used the if I would you. And she was wondering, or what he really showed her is, that he has something for her, a value for her, that business transaction. If I were to send you this, would you be able to check it out? Because I know what you have going on. This can help you out given your situation. That's what kind of really broke down there. But before that, what he was kind of expressing, I'm going to try keeping this, get off here in 15 minutes. I know it's kind of getting late. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. I couldn't sleep, honestly. I was pissed off for success. I stayed up till 3:30 in the morning, studying and writing notes on GoPro. Woke up about 8 o'clock, kind of this morning, 9 o'clock. Not a whole lot of sleep. So if you guys are tired, know it's been a long day. Memorial Day again. Shout out to Mackay. Can't thank you enough for serving your country. But yeah, happy Memorial Day for the next 15 minutes. But yeah, so with Austin, what he was saying there is he had no consistency. Brad Alcazan, the number 2 income earner who's making $250,000 a month, he said his key to success is consistency. And Austin just said he had no consistency. So do you think he's going to see success? No. All right, stay consistent. If you're doing something and it's working, do more of it. If you're doing something that's not working, don't do more of it. It's just kind of, if you do the same thing over and over again, you're expecting a different result. That is the definition of insanity. Okay, don't be insane. All right. And so let me see here. So he's talking about June. He was exposed. July, he actually enrolled. We don't really need to get too much into that. He had that epiphany moment, or he didn't really have that epiphany, but he was sitting there watching TV, realizing what he was doing was not going to, support him in his financial future. Even me too. There's certain times throughout this weekend. I kind of had a little bit of a rough weekend, family issues. I know I kind of expressed some of that stuff to you guys about my mom this weekend. But the thing is, some of the stuff that we're doing, even if we're working towards that goal, we can always get better because perfection is a myth, but progress is the goal. All right, perfection is a myth, but progress is the goal. Always get better. If you're watching an hour of TV a day, maybe cut it down to a half an hour a day. Always get a little bit better. If you're watching TV at all, maybe cut it completely out. If you are really hungry through this 90-day challenge, see what you can do. What are you willing to give up to go up? Because you cannot, have that extreme success by being the exact same person. We have to always be getting better and better. Still being you, but be the best you is really what I'm trying to get at with that one. And honestly, most importantly from that, that I've really heard, well, I guess it's all really important, is the connectivity, the group me. He was watching people getting added every single day. He was seeing people's businesses blow up. People saying, "Oh, I just cycled for the first time," or "I just frenzied. I just made $700." I saw these things man, I know these people. All right, this is my team or my team's team. This could be me. He saw this thing going around. That's why the connectivity, the group me, staying active on there, posting the stuff you're doing. If you get 3 people, 3 prospects onto a webinar, post it in there. If you cycle for the first time, post it in there. If you do, I'm going to shout you out. All right, because especially once you enter that cycle club, you deserve a shout out. Anytime you do something good, you're going to get recognition. I promise you that. And if you don't, after a full 24 hours from me, just give me a little slap, give me back in the game. But the thing is, the connectivity, creating that culture, the culture around success, not just culture around, hey, you're my buddy, let's go out and go to the bar, grab a few drinks together, but a culture around success, culture around doing things that's going to take, to propel each other. Because I'm done, spending all my time with people that is all about being average and getting the average results and not being happy and, having these things. So surround yourself with people like us who are here. We're driven to help each other. We have have a vested interest to make sure that you become as successful as you possibly want to be. And even if you want to be this successful, I want to make you this successful. All right, I'm always going to keep pushing to the next level. I'm never going to let you be satisfied. All right, you always got to always be pushing yourself. And that's why that connectivity, posting in the Facebook page is something I think we need to work on a little bit more. The group me is phenomenal. Obviously, it's helping with Austin. It's helped with a lot of people's businesses, but staying connected in that culture is so, so huge. All right. Otherwise, Austin probably wouldn't have got back in the swing of things, and he wouldn't be changing his life like he is today. So it's those little things that make a big difference. You might like someone's post in there. You might post something that just reaches somebody. All right. You might be doing something that motivates somebody, because actually doing stuff is leadership. Telling people to do stuff is management. And we're not managers. We're leaders on this call tonight, especially being here at 11:49. But okay, next one here, Nathan. All right, the man, which, by the way, Kelli Bartz, this guy, he just finished up his freshman year at Central Michigan University. He's a rugby player. He's a tough guy. I don't want to mess with him. He's about to have a phenomenal, actually, body success story. I know he's kind of getting things into shape. He's deciding to put things down and whatnot. I'm going to let him get into his story. When he first got involved with this, and, he was driven, he got educated, but I'm going to let him tell his story of what clicked with him and what's working and what to kind of avoid. So, Nathan, take it away, boss.
Thanks, David. Yeah, definitely like David said, at the beginning I was super fired up. Kind of like Austin's story a little bit, but I was actually fortunate enough to keep it a little more condensed time-wise as far as, where I started, when I fell off, and, where I picked back up. It took me about a month in between, when I heard about this thing from Joe Malloy. He was actually cashing my Pizza Hut checks at the credit union, noticing that, I'm coming in there super depressed every time, I'm cashing my $70 paycheck. And, he decides to introduce this thing to me. Well, at the same time, I'm kind of falling off in school. I'm looking for something different, something, that I realize that I'm kind of realizing that everyone that's doing this thing, like school and, life, the regular life, the 40-40-40 plan, 40 years of working, 40 hours a week, retire on 40%. Like, there's something that you have to do that sets you apart from that crowd if you really want to have what the crowd doesn't have. So, I got all fired up about this, got GoPro, read it before I even, got signed up, before I even really knew anything about Vima, because I was just so excited, had that excitement transferred from Joe Malloy to me. I was able to use that, get that GoPro read. I was super fired up, ready to go, got my affiliate pack, and then, boom. All I did after that was work on, the process. I kind of, fell into this thing that I've really clicked in to hear about called analysis paralysis. It's when you're, overanalyzing something so much, trying to get it perfected that you basically don't take any action. And, you can work on something, prepare something as much as you want, but unless you actually put it into action, unless you actually go and do it, it's going to mean nothing. And that's kind of what I did for the last month. I've been, getting all this product knowledge, trying out personal development here and there, but I'm not taking any action. And I've realized that I need to, make sure I'm keeping it simple, because it's simple. It's a simple business, but just because it's simple, it's not easy, and it's not going to be done for you. I've noticed that the difference between, success and failure really is just that one green button on your cell phone. All you have to do is make the call. And the difference between success and failure is going to be making that call. Once you're on there, work your way out. If you can't do it comfortably, well, you just got to try it again with the next person. It's not, something that you got to overanalyze. Like, think about, what am I going to say to this person? Like, what am I going to do? Just call them, be yourself, let them know about what you found, and be natural. Like, it's that easy. I want to help you out. Like, it's helped me. Let me tell you how it's helped me. This is how it's going to help you. So in the past couple of days, I've realized that instead of just, thinking about what I'm going to do, and, as much Jim Rohn as I can listen to, it's not going to matter if I can't, type in those 7 digits and press the green button and actually connect with somebody and talk to them. That's something that was really holding me back. And I had so much, fire at the beginning, so much, motivation, and it kind of just got wasted because, I didn't put any action into it. So the very cool thing about this is that it's very easy, especially with the team that we have, the support we have, to get that motivation back get real fired up, you know, and that's what people really are interested in when they hear you. They're like, wow, this dude's, you know, he's so excited about what he's talking about. Like, I want to be excited. I want to be excited like that. What I was told today, I actually got a couple of my aunts on the body products, got my grandma to sign up for the Vima formula, the basic Vima formula. She's on all sorts of, you know, diabetes medication, you know, blood thinners, blood pressure medication, cholesterol, stuff like that. You name it, she's taking a fistful of pills 3 times a day. And like, that's bullshit in my opinion. You know, honestly, like, that's not how it should be. And that's why I want to help my family out with this. But the main reason for this, you know, little tidbit is that when my other aunt, you know, at the Memorial Day barbecue today heard about, you know, my Aunt Shelley and, you know, my Aunt Mary and my grandma getting on this, she says, oh, well, why haven't I heard about this? So actually, right before I got on here, that's who I was talking to, my Aunt Kathy, you know, who felt left out. That's another thing. You got to leverage, you know, the connections that people already have with each other, you know, like if you're talking to somebody and someone else in their group of friends, you know, is already interested, already signed up, whatever, leverage that. Say, hey, you know, our boy Jake, whoever is already signed up with me, you know, he heard about it. Like, would you be down to listen too? They're gonna want to listen just so they're not left out. Everyone wants to be a part of something greater. They just don't know which part it is yet. They don't know what they want to be a part of. But this is something that's definitely like huge and simple and just like, it's crazy. I don't know. It kind of does the work itself. You just got to put the story out there.
Heck yeah, I love it. I love it. All right, but one last thing, Nate. Was that all you want to kind of cover there, real quick?
One other thing I wanted to say was that kind of what I picked up on what Austin was saying is that in bad times and in good times you need to rejoice, because in good times, okay, you're prospering, but in bad times, the good news is that the only way to go is up. You're only going to improve. You can't get worse. You can only get better.
I like that. I like that. Keeping the positivity. Always, you know, the glass is
you,
always
Charles.
full. It's always half full. Keeping that positivity, making every moment, honestly, looking at the positive side of things. But, you know, kind of really recap on that. Man, Nathan from since day one, the first call we get on there with he it just clicked with him. He just knew it. Kelli Bartz, Vima.
What's up, Kelly? It's good to see you. And Annalisa, too, if you can hear me.
Oh, yeah. No, Kelli Bartz put in her 2 cents, and she has literally built some belief with her story on this call. And just everybody's, honestly, Kelly, when your call dropped, because you're not too tech savvy yet, because you pushed the end button there on accident. You know, honestly, everybody was saying that they loved you, love your story, and you're a phenomenal person. That's going to take you so far in this thing. But real quick, kind of recapping on Nathan. You know, he has always just realized that he didn't want, because he's going to school for entrepreneurship, and he realized that he wanted something different. He didn't want to be part of the 40-40-40 plan. You know, working 40 years of life. Okay, for 40 hours a week and retiring on 40% of your income. You know, that did not sound appealing to him. He was looking for something different. He kind of found that within this. But also, you know, one thing, honestly, he didn't really mention too much. I'm not going to go too much into his story. But there were things about his lifestyle that he was still not willing to give up. We all have our little things. We all have our poisons. All right? Whatever, if there is something in your life that is preventing you from getting to wherever you want to be, how important is that to you to slow you down or to completely stop you? All right, Nathan has realized that, and I've seen a tremendous difference in this kid. And you know what? I'm super excited because his leadership abilities and capabilities, potential, and manifestation right now is through the roof. All right, like literally, I'm blessed to have the team I have. Like, literally, that's what I say, surround people around you that are smarter than you, or this. Like, surround people that are better than you. And, you know, the thing is, the only difference between Nathan and myself is time. But you know what? This kid is definitely, you know, going to be better than me. And I'm excited to help him propel, you know, to that point. But also, you know, talk about doing something different. He's doing that. Red GoPro. Now this is the key. I don't think I've ever met any person that got involved in an organization read GoPro before they actually enrolled on their affiliate pack. You know, I was super excited for this kid. He was super excited. He was hungry for the knowledge, all this stuff. But there was one thing, you know, it's a learning process. We all go through these areas, but he realized, you know, that not doing anything, you know, to know and not to do is not to know. He kind of got in that analysis or the paralysis of analysis. You know, if you're not actually doing anything, your business won't grow no matter how smart you are or how educated, how great of a person you are. All right, you have to do something. You have to make this thing happen. You know, some watch this thing happen. Some say, what the heck just happened? But people like us on this call are the ones that make it happen. All right, it's already 12. Thank you for staying on this call. If you guys have to get off, by the way, right now, no worries. You know, I said we're going to end this thing at 12. I'm going to kind of postpone that here a few more minutes because Makai's information, he's been taken off. All right, his organization, he's about to be hitting gold this month. All right, and their success leaves clues. But before we get to that, you know, Nathan also talked about that whether you're going to succeed or not is just by pushing that green button. All right, push that call button. Make that phone call. You know, he's talking about just you don't have to know exactly what you're going to say. However, you do want to have a pretty good idea, you know, based on the person, what you're trying to really get out of that, you know, what you're trying to educate them, what tool you're trying to, you know, send them to. You know, if there's someone that really you have that trusting relationship, if you're going to use the direct or the indirect approach, you know, kind of getting those things down, you can have that right there in front of you, but just do it. You know, just do it. Just make the call, make the mistakes, and learn from it. And, you know, he said, you know, with his customers, he learned to leverage the customer connections is the best way I could really put that. You know, the people, Kelli Bartz had to leave, it's okay. But, you know, the people, you know, ordering, they felt like they're missing out. So like, oh, there's this great product. I want to hear about it. Like, why haven't you told me about it? I want my life changed. But, you know, the key there is leverage. Okay, you've heard me say this probably 5 times tonight. Leverage. Find whatever you freaking can and pull yourself over that hurdle. All right, pull yourself over with whatever form of leverage you can. Can't remember the exact quote, but someone said, you know, that they could lift the world or they could, you know, do something like, I don't know, something along those, something crazy. As long as you give me, you know, a lever large enough. All right, because as long as you can, you know, get that leverage, you know, on something, you can literally, the sky's the limit. You know, you can literally take over this freaking world. All right, it sounds kind of out there, but literally just find that leverage there, and just rejoice in the good and bad times. So last but not least, Mr. Momentum Rad, this guy. All right, you guys know him. I've edified this guy so much. You know, don't want him to get, you know, too crazy over here. No, but you know, he's about to be hitting gold. He's about to be hitting gold, and you know, I gotta watch my back. You know, otherwise this guy's the closest guy to pass me right now. This guy's the closest guy to pass me. So educate these fellows on what you got going on, boy.
Alright, well, hey, first off, Austin, man, I remember the first time that I met you, dude, over this shit, and you weren't even fired up, man. You were just like, so, Makai, bro, like, what are you doing, man? Like, you were just going through the motions. But now, bro, I can see the shit in your eyes right now through this freaking thing, man. Like, I can see it. You're over here showing us the books, bro. Freaking, you know, posting in the typical, you know, the results not typical. Dude, you go on there, you got people on these oovoos, you got people on these chats, bro. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, man. That's what I like to see, bro. But, anyway, I thought there was going to be more people on here. I guess not. Hey, that's cool. We like money. They don't. But, and shout out to Annalisa for staying away. She's down in Florida. She had a long ass day. But anyway, you know, I'm going to touch on like, for when we get new people in our organizations and basically what's been working for me. So first off, anybody that's in your organization, you want to get them to get a list going. All right. If they don't have a list and they're going in blind, they're just going to be blind. You have to know where you're going. Okay. Because you won't have success at all. All right. So if it's a customer that's like, yeah, I just want to save up until I get that cash, dude, get them into the group, get them into making a list, work with them through that list, and get them on an invite process, okay? Because as soon as they know how to do the invite correctly, they're already ahead of the game. And shit, they're probably already getting free product before they even enroll as affiliates. You know, so it's just simple. We have to make sure that we keep this duplicatable because that's how we're really going to make money. And I'm telling you right now, like I'm hyped up today. Like I was chilling with this guy, Nate, today, man. And we were making crazy moves today, man. Telling you. But, my next thing, I actually wrote everything down for the first time ever. So my next thing is don't be afraid of the no. Okay. They are not saying no to you. They're just saying no for right now and no to the opportunity. You're not supposed to take it personal. All right. Because once you start taking the no's personal, then what starts happening? Oh man, nobody gonna want to do this. You know, they just keep saying no. You get depressed, you get down, and now you have to fall into this thing called recovery time. Okay. Because that's key. When somebody tells you no, you have to have a quick pickup time. You can't sit there and wallow in self-pity. Okay. You won't get results. You'll just sit there and it's just going to go into this freaking trend and you're going to say, oh, they said no. And then what's going to happen? You're going to tend to freaking just say, oh, I'm not going to touch it. It's going to go from 2 days. I'm not calling anybody. 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. And then all of a sudden it's 6 months. You haven't called anybody because you're scared of a no, which that should not happen at all. It should not happen. All right. And then if you're scared of talking to people, I got this from my main man, Darren Hardy, you know, tap into that fear, dude. Make it a strength for 10 seconds. Do whatever it is that makes you scared, you know, and then extend it. Do it for 20 seconds. Do it for 30 seconds. Do it for 40. Dude, I am absolutely terrified of speaking in front of people. That's one of my tidbits. I love the attention, but I am absolutely scared of speaking in front of people. And I'm a broadcast major, and that's something, a communication major. But I know that I want to talk to people, so what do I do? Something that makes me talk to people even better. You know what I mean? So I'm tapping into my fear, and you see me, I sit in front of people for 10 damn minutes talking about my story. Hey, first minute, I was, oh shit, man, I don't know if they like it. The rest of the 9, let's go, moving. You know what I mean? All right. And then, another thing I want to say about, you know, having the dark days, don't ever let anybody crush your spirit, your mind, your dreams, or your goals, okay? Because you know where you're going. It does not matter if they say no to you, okay? Because you know where you're going with or without them. We all over here in this oovoo, we know where we're going. That's why we're on this right now, okay? Like, seriously, man, this is not rocket science, and that's why, oh, man, I'm just getting so pumped up. Like, seriously, man, don't let anybody step on any of your dreams, all right? Every single person on this call will be a millionaire within this company. I swear to God, dude, it will happen, all right? It will happen, all right? I'm not just talking, all right? And then on top of that, do not get complacent on where you are. If you're not the #1 income earner in Vima, why are you not still grinding? Why are you not still grinding? Do not get complacent. I don't care if you're #2 in Vima. You better get to #1. We better all be tied up there. And if we aren't, I'm going to be ahead of y'all. No offense, but, you know, that's just how I am, dude. That's how we all should be. Because if we're grinding, we know our why. We stay connected with that. We just keep moving and not let anybody deter us off of that route. Then we're golden and we're money, dude. Almost done, y'all. Almost done. All right. And then
You're good.
Team-wise, we have to build a culture, okay? Nate and I went to his house probably around 3 o'clock today. We sat around, you know, we BS for a little bit, just talking about life. And then what happened? I said, all right, bro, you want to make some calls? He goes, yeah, bro, let's do it like, you know, let's go back and forth. So what did we do? We went back and forth making calls, dude. And after every call we made, we would critique each other real quick. Oh, yeah, bro, try to do this a little bit. You know, oh, don't say that. Oh, yeah, dude, you got to do it like this. Then what happens, man? We both get customers, bro. That's it, because it's right there, man. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. You know, he sat there and, dude, he was talking to, I forgot her name, but I believe it was one of your family members, but he was getting drilled with questions, man. He was handling like, oh, what's the difference between a liquid multivitamin and the pill form? Okay, well, let me tell you. You know, I'm like, okay, I see you, Nate. Let's get it, baby. You know, so he went out there and just like handled it. And I was impressed. I was seriously impressed because we sat after, you know, like I think once or twice we sat after everybody got the call and practice and we talked like, he was like, Makai, what do I have to do, bro? You know, I'm like, hey, let me break it down, man. This is what I've been doing. And he told me what he's been doing. We put it together and now we're making moves, you know? And we got to understand right now we have momentum. Big O. It can go two ways, right or left. You know, right is the positive, left is the negative. Obviously, all of us, we're tapping into the right side of that momentum. So it's positivity. We have to hold on to that. And that's why when we build that team culture, everybody's going to get it, dude. It's contagious, man. It is contagious when that perfect and positive momentum is around. You can't take that from nobody. But for the people that aren't on this, they don't know about it because they're like, well, I always get tagged in this, but what? Why are you not on here right now? It makes no sense. It's 12:09 on, I don't even know what day it is. Fucking 6 Saturdays and a Sunday. But like, and seriously, man, like why are they not on here? I don't know. Because I'm not going to take that class. And that's serious. You know what I mean? That's serious, you know? But that's all I got to say for that. And, just throwing this out here, you know, just to continue, for, you know, the culture building, we got to make it to that statewide event. You know, it's $2 for affiliates, and then our friends that we bring get in for they get in for free. So that's dope. Just imagine, like, the belief level is going to be out. It's going to be just, look, you see me going out the frame? That's how it's going to be, man. You're going to have all the cars out there, all that freaking money out there, and people are going to let you know that, like, damn, dude, this is happening for real. This is for real happening. And then, boom, got to sign up right there. You know, boom, got a customer right there. And shit, man, I just want to see what the stage look like so I can understand what I'm going to look like when I'm looking out at y'all. You know what I mean? And one thing, make sure that we learn from everybody in the business. Be coachable. If that was not the most important thing I said in this freaking tirade of speech, just know to be coachable. Because if you think you got it and you think you know what you're doing, but obviously if you aren't where you said you were going to be, you're doing something wrong. You know, just like me and myself. I took a step back and I started reassessing what I was doing wrong. And yeah, I fixed it today. And what did I do after I fixed it? I made some damn money and I'm helping out my family, which is boom, win-win, you know? So, take advantage of that hot market invite. I promise you that there, I think is the easiest one besides leading with the product. It is too easy to do. Like seriously. And if y'all want me to go over how to do that, since I know this junk by heart, like I might as well get it tatted. Like, damn. Am I gonna do it with Uncle David? I can't even breathe right now. All right. So basically, hey guy. All right. So you go, you know, ring.
Hey, how's it going, little monkey?
Hey, Uncle David, it's going well. How about yourself?
Oh, you know, just getting pretty late. It's 12:12. What are you kids doing at this time of the night?
Oh, I was just trying to see if you wanted to get a beer. No, I'm just kidding. I was just seeing how you were doing. I know you probably had a long day, you know, with this holiday going on. But there is a purpose to me calling you Uncle David. I actually recently just joined this health and wellness company, and I actually have the opportunity to reach in this level called silver, to where, one, I'm not trying to recruit you or have you join, you know, or even be a long-time customer. But I actually have a chance to move up to this rank called silver. Now, this will allow me to pay off some of my student loans. And all I'm looking for is 15 trial customers.